if you want your films to have impact, if you're focused on impact, then festivals are a good way to go as well, because there's so many festivals that are focused on impact, environmental festivals, wildlife festivals. For example, Jackson Wild is one of those. And if you can get your films to those festivals, it will get in front of thousands and thousands of people, which can not only help you with your career, but more importantly, help you with creating the impact that you maybe had in mind when you made the film,
So you talk about impact a lot. Define that for us. How would you measure impact from one of your films?
So I think there's a few ways. Of course, you could measure impact even just by touching people. That's one way, and it's a great way to do it.
Not physically.
No. only if they, not physically. But
well, maybe a hug.
Yeah, maybe if you screen it, maybe if you screen it and then you have a director's talk, maybe that would be shake a hand or whatever. But I think that there's also a lot of kind of impact measures that you can implement into, I don't necessarily want to say into your films, but into the distribution of your films, right? And that could be making a film about the topic that is close to you and then launching a crowdfunding campaign based off the film and raising money for an NGO. So that could be quantitative impact, right? Because you could measure how much money you actually raised for an NGO, which could then lead to positive impact on the ground. That could be one. Festivals could be another, in front of how many people it got. Another one could be, this is something I haven't done, for example, but my friends are doing it, is where when you're actually raising money for the film, even if it's a documentary, you use part of that money to create an impact project, and then you make a film about that. You document how that impact project happened, and then you can use that film again to raise more money, because you show what you already did, right? Yeah. So you have a use case.
Yeah.
So that's another way.
I mean, there's a level of assumption, right?
Yeah.
That you put, you pretty much know. I mean, festivals are a little bit different, but you can gauge the amount of people that are there. But online, it's easier to analyze how many people are seeing your stuff. And then you kind of assume an X factor on top of that, because people will pass it on. If they're at the festival, like, maybe half of the people there watching it actually listened properly and watched. Maybe half of them then actually thought about it. And then maybe half of them are actually going to make a change or do something about it or help or reach out. Then you can really assume a level of impact.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of kind of, I guess, presumptions involved.
There is, yeah. But I think that if you have a good funnel, after for the distribution, then you can measure it a little better. And then another thing you can do is actually, let's say that you make a film about poaching. Yeah. So then you could think about, what are the organizations that are actually interested in this topic, or they're developing some work in that topic, and can we use their channels to spread the film? Because these people will have thousands and thousands of people on their channels that are interested already in poaching. And if you can get the film to them and then maybe have a after campaign that leads those people to whatever, fundraising, or take some sort of action, then you're kind of already step ahead, because you're talking to people that are anyway interested in these topics. So working with organizations,
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.